$20,000 to the runner-up. All of those points trying to get to that elite field for next season. Brian Himmler will start the match, which means he will finish the match on the right lane.
There's that rev rate and the power we talked about. Good start. And the Chief, Brian Himmler.
Don't consider Brian Himmler one-dimensional anymore. He's proven it to you before your eyes. How nice and straight and direct he can play the lanes. Worked for about a month prior to the start of the tour to work on that straight game. And it's really paying off.
Mika told us last night, wasn't sure he was going to make it. Barely qualified. He's ready to pack up and move on to the next stop instead. Into the finals. His family has driven about 5 hours from his hometown of Ann Arbor, Michigan to watch Baby Ruth, real deal matchup here, Randy.
Yeah, and you couldn't ask for a tighter matchup. All the numbers are pretty much the same. Mika with just a bit of a higher spare conversion percentage. The big difference, Brian Himmler, 5 more games, but this is going to be a close match. Just take a look at the numbers.
32 since his last title. Both were majors. Ten-pin for him. A lot of international experience. The first foreign-born bowler to win the U.S. Open and the Masters. He's won titles in Finland, of course the U.S., China, Thailand, Malaysia, Holland, Denmark, among others. He traveled to Denmark, Qatar, Japan, and Sweden 3 times in the off-season to compete. But not to his native Finland. Hasn't been there for a couple of years. 10-pin. Does the international competition help him?
Oh, I think it does, because the lane conditions internationally tend to be on the tough side. They get pretty dry, pretty tough. You know, part of Mika's style is because of his European background, the front part of the lane being really dry. That's where he learned how to loft the bowling ball so the ball wouldn't read the front part of the lane.
Himmler bids for a double to begin this match. On lane 10, flush. He liked that one. All the bowlers have their eye not only on the season-ending World Championship, but the TOC as well. 32-player field. That's the last 28 different winners. Right now, Kurt Pilon is on the bubble. September of 01, his last win.
Brian Himmler, the only person in this match that can knock Kurt Pilon out of the Tournament of Champions by virtue of the win.
Another nice ball from the Chief.
Brian got the ball on the right lane in a pitch, and it held, and he was real happy about that. And this one does the exact same thing. Perfect 1-3. Nice reaction. He knows it's game on.
30 years old from Cincinnati. Ranked 38th at the end of last year was Brian Himmler. Mika looking for a second strike. 3 frames. He's got it. Not many semifinalists who had the bowl in the wild card have won. Last was the winner from last year in Kansas City. Patrick Healy Jr. has not made a show yet this year. He was the defending champ there before Norm Duke unseated him a week ago today. It was not easy to take that route.
It's an extra game you don't want to have to bowl.
Kind of surprising you. Haven't seen more winners from that spot yet, though, since match play started. That can change today drastically. Great look, lane level at the approach. Mika Koivuniemi blisters the rack again. Great start for each. Mika down 10 pins. When we come back to the Miller High Life Open, we will conclude this final. The storm is coming, perhaps. Brian Himmler trying to win for the first time in 93 events. Exciting conclusion next. The Chief Himmler and Mika Koivuniemi on TV. shaping up to be a classic 10-pin lead for Brian Himmler right now. Let's check in with the Uniroyal Tire Rock and Roll this week, Randy.
Patrick Allen's going to try to convert this by sliding it over. He catches too much of that 3-pin. Watch it come out. He makes it the hard way, and he says, yeah, I'm rocking and rolling now.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that kind of pickup off the back of the return that way. Back ball and take out the 7.
You know, actually, that's really the only way you can make the 7-10 split by that happening.
Patrick fell short, though, to Mika Koivuniemi in that first match. Back to Himmler, looking for a 4th straight. He gets it. 10 goes down late. 4-bagger for the Chiefs. 20-pin lead.
Brian Himmler using a medium reactive bowling ball. It's really good on medium to light oil lanes and on a 37-foot pattern. That's a perfect matchup. Remember, in a title match, or not in a title match, but in the 7th game of his second round, which is a round of 16, Brian Himmler bowled 300 to win that 7th game. He has the front 4.
Hook a little.
5-bagger.
Yeah, baby.
Tells the ball to hook a little, and it does just that. Special thanks to Barb and Bill Spigner, Hawthorne Lanes co-proprietors. Great host to us again this year for a 2nd straight year. And to Dad's left, there is Robbie Spigner, who won that scholarship award helping out his tuition at IU, Indiana. He's a Hoosier. Triple majoring in finance, computer information systems, and business process management. Trying to process a strike there was Mika. 10-pin stands. Robbie, a 3.74 GPA, too.
Well, he's a smart kid, and he's a great bowler. Last year here, he almost made the telecast, losing to the eventual champion, Danny Wiseman. And Bill Spigner will probably hate me for saying this, but he doesn't want to be labeled as a swing guru, but he worked with Parker this week. I've been in kind of a slump. He worked with me for 2 minutes and got my swing straightened out.
I saw that last night.
He's a phenomenal coach.
Numbers on the single pin conversion. Mika, remember, left one in his matchup with Allen in the wild card. But he takes care of that 10-pin. Drama and pressure. It all cranks up now. Works on a spare. Needs to rally now. 10-pin again.
It appears to me that the oil on the lane has moved down the lane towards the pins just a pinch, and it's starting to affect Mika's carry. He's got 5 balls in the pocket and 3 strikes rather to show for it. 6 balls in the pocket, 3 strikes, carry percentage 50%. That won't win a championship under these conditions.
And Himmler's got the 5-bagger going. There's the 10-pin. Perfect game so far for Brian Himmler, who does have the 1-300. We mentioned round of 16, Tommy DeLuxe Jr. earlier this week.
One of only 6 players, even though we had high scores again. Not a league shot. You don't have just unlimited dry to the right and a bunch of oil in the middle of the lane. You still have to make quality shots. But when these guys make quality shots, they keep it within a 3-board area. And this week, it's going to hit the pocket. Look out.
A little carry there. 6 will stand. So the strike streak ends for the Chief. Not by much.
This ball was about a board left of the last shot he threw on the right lane. But again, you don't have that big giant buildup. That ball does not hold line. Almost went through the nose. Catches a great break, only leaving the 6-pin.
Could have been a lot worse. Came in higher, right? We'll try again. You know about the pressure he faces right now. What's it like?
Well, right now you're not thinking about pressure. You're thinking about staying within yourself, doing what you know. He took a step back, make sure he converted the spare, keep the ball in play, and just keep striking. You got to keep pressure on your opponent.
And some reason to smile. All bowlers aiming toward the